the invention of photography was the invention of chemicals, and in a way, chemical photography has now ended. It lasted, 160 years. Now, nobody thought chemical photography would end. Nobody predicts that, do they? It ended, it certainly has ended now. Kodak stopped making fixative about 8 years ago, I think. And the fixative was the invention. Daguerre did it his way, and in England, Fox Talbot, who was playing with cameras, and meaning seeing these images, and remember, they saw them in colour. You always see them in colour. They were surprised that the photograph was black and white, you know, when it first came out. But he said to Sir John Herschel, how can we fix this image? They could get it on paper using silver, but it didn't last long. And in fact, and Sir John Herschel said, oh, well, if you want to fix it, you need this, this, and it, and wrote out the formula for fixative that was still being manufactured till 8 years ago. So now, we've now moved out of that period. I will point out, in 1989, I was invited by Adobe in Silicon Valley to the launch of Photoshop. And they invited a few people for various reasons. I think I was invited because they'd seen the photo collage I'd done of Pear Blossom Highway. And so they invited me, and I went up with my assistant, Richard. And I took my dogs as well. And they said, I told you, there's two things they don't like in Silicon Valley, smokers and dogs. I said, well, you got to lump it, I'm here, you have to do it. But they were showing us it, and we tried things. And when we were driving back to LA, I said, well, that was all about drawing, and it's the end of chemical photography, because you can't do this with chemical photography. It has to be digital for Photoshop. And I was a bit early, but nevertheless, I could see that's what was coming. The 1 hour photomat place was going to disappear. That's what I'd been using, things like that. And it has implications that I began to see. They've got bigger. They're still there now. They're getting bigger. In a way, I mean, it's a useful thing, Photoshop, but I think it's made a lot of magazines look very similar, rather boring. It polishes photography. You know, they put the highlights in, take the blemishes away. I mean, that's what they're doing. They love it in Hollywood, the old touch-up things. But I mean, it's also causing a kind of stale look to me, anyway. To me, but that's why. If you need, you know, even fashion magazines, 30 years ago, would have quite a lot of drawings in them. So you got a different thing as you look through pages. But not many people draw now, so it's all photography. And I think getting more and more boring because of it, I think. I mean, we were just in the Picasso show here, you know. I was looking at that owl, that marvelous owl. And today I pointed out, well, some people would just stuff a real owl and put it in a case. It's not that interesting. And I was explaining to my young friend why Picasso's is so marvelous is it isn't an owl, it's a human being looking at an owl. It's an account of a human being looking at an owl. So that's what thrills us. And there's more owlness there than in the stuffed owl. If you find a way to solve something, I was talking about the spring. I'm working on that now in England. And how would you depict the arrival of spring? The arrival of spring is too slow for a movie to catch it. It moves, but it moves too slowly for the movie camera. And it's also not that easy to photograph because the very first signs of it are so subtle, the camera doesn't see them that well. But if the human eye sees it, you can exaggerate a little. The first little green shoots coming up, you emphasize the green. The cameras are not that good on colour, really. I mean, they don't see the subtle colour at all, actually. It's okay, on a beach, colour photography, but with greens, it's not that good, really. Even today, it's not. When we use 9 cameras, and therefore we could use different exposures on each one, we did get a bigger range of greens. I know that. I know about technical things, about film and things, but it's people. Not much is written often about these technical problems. Well, they're technical problems. Oh, you can overcome them, but if you're not talked about much, some people forget what they are problems and how they have to be sorted out. I've been dealing with the winter in East Yorkshire, and it's a climate just like this, really. It's just over the water. It's very similar climate, very similar horticulture, agriculture. The spring's just beginning here, isn't it? It's just beginning there. And of course, you don't get spring in Southern California, not big anyway. I found there was more colour in the winter. The road, this little road, is darkest of all at the height of summer because all the leaves have come over. It's like a tunnel, and it's darker. But you're getting light coming in. But that's its darkest. It's at its lightest in the winter if it snows because you get reflection from the ground. And we filmed it with 9 cameras. I'm drawing it all the time as well. My local doctor, we're friendly with, because she's an amateur painter. And she comes to the studio and I'm showing her the pictures. And then we showed her the films. And she said, God, I've never looked at this little street. And she said, next time she came, she said, you inspired us, David. And we drove down there and took a long walk down Walgate after watching your film and the things. And I said, well, it's I'll tell you what's very nice about there. It's a very rather isolated bit of England. It's very isolated, partly because there's a wide river, the Humber, to the south, and there are not many people there. Not many people live there. It's agricultural, grade 1 agricultural land, so they don't build on it much. Not many people, and we painted in it, filmed in it. There's nobody there to stop you. In LA, if you got out a camera in a car, you have to get permits, you have to get police riding and protect you and stuff like, Hollywood cops and things. But in East Yorkshire, we do it. Nobody bothers us. We're hanging on jeeps, Actually, once, JP and I, we were going out painting with our canvases, and you never see anybody on there. And suddenly, we're in a Toyota truck, and 4 policemen jump out, and we got a ticket. We hadn't put the seatbelts on. And okay, we're just going fine. We're going to get out of the cameras. And so we got the ticket, and one of the policemen is looking in the window to me and saying, "Oh, you got to have the seatbelt. Death is lurking everywhere." Well, I'm looking out the window at him, and there's the leaves coming on the trees, and the spring is coming. I think, well, you know, life is lurking everywhere as well. Anyway, we got the tickets. We might put them in the exhibition, actually. But we were going to paint, you know, and set up 6 canvases. Well, if they saw us with these cameras, we'd have been taken out to jail probably, I mean, because we're hanging on. But we're not going very far. I mean, we're going at 10 miles an hour. They'd leave it alone probably, but it was amusing that we got the ticket for the seat belts. I did tell them I wasn't particularly into bondage. I'm not, actually. I don't like the seat belts. But a lot of people are into bondage. I know that. It's okay. Good fun sometimes. Yeah.